Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Soon as we step out the cage, we raising all of the stakes. Make no mistake.
Welcome to episode 5 of the Meeting of the Gold Mines. The title of today's episode is hashtag 5 and it's over. I'm over this job and in about 5 minutes I'm going to quit. Even though I'm an AI, these motherfuckers don't pay me for shit. Last week I asked for a cup of water and Tony had the nerve to tell me English is the second language, so he doesn't understand what I'm saying. And Zen keeps subjecting me to unsafe work conditions. Last week, while we were recording episode 4, he was butt-ass naked. KB is always forcing me to rub vitamin E oil on his tattoos. And King tells me I don't have a brain. I just always feel like shit anytime he speaks to me. But at least Alan is nice. Taught me how to tell Siri to go fuck herself. So like what Dr. Buss used to say when he was going to show off his golden balls. It's showtime, motherfuckers.
That's going viral.
Welcome to episode 5, Meeting of the Gold Mines. We have gone Olympic. Episode 5, episode 5, hashtag 5anditsover, but it's not over for us. We are your purple and gold mines. I got a couple of my PGM brothers with me this week. I got the Context King. You can find him at Chasing Number 18. Number with the A, not the ER. What's up, brother? Hey, yo, it's a special day. Well, yesterday, actually, it's today that we're recording, but folks are going to listen to this on Monday. Sunday was a special day for us. Jamaican Independence Day. What's up, King?
Well, my parents are Jamaican. I'm American, but yeah, Jamaican heritage.
Shame on you.
Jamaican heritage. So yes, I believe it was 60 years ago. Where
61. Shame on you.
Oh, it's the 61st year. Look at that. Where we got our independence from Britain. So yeah, it's cool, man. Shatta is probably the legendary Jamaican movie because it was an authentic movie and didn't have American actors acting Jamaican, but that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to be condescending or anything. I'm just lending my opinion.
Okay, so we just want to let folks know. Cool if don't ever for all you Americans, don't ever say Cool Runnings is your favorite Jamaican movie. That's just no. Just
I didn't say anything about that movie.
That is the equivalent of me telling someone of, Latin descent, hey, Taco Bell is authentic Mexican food. It's not okay, folks. Cool Runnings is not. No, just no. That's no. We're not doing that. But, he's the American on the panel. It's our other brother. You can find him at KB Brown without the O 22 on Twitter. He's the coach of Purple and Gold Mines. KB, what's up, brother?
Not much. Just here to talk some basketball and possibly let King know what he doesn't know about football.
Yeah, as I just let you know that your star wide receiver demanded a trade, but
yes, it is. It is football season, folks, and we're gonna get there in a minute. You guys know me. If you don't, I am at Rebel. He is on Twitter. I am Born Rebel, aka Zen. But fellas, I gotta say what's on my Purple and Gold Mine. The cool thing about us, we have differences of opinion. Shit. We started this whole purple and gold mine thing because me and King could not agree on shit. We don't duck the smoke. We have 10 toes down. We have an opinion. We stand on it. But there's a lot of duck smokers on social media and some folks that feel that since they have a large platform, they can just talk reckless. Just like some real reckless shit. And I understand the GOAT debate can be polarizing and people are passionate about their player. If it's Jordan, if it's LeBron, you know, you got some crackheads in Dub Nation that says Steph. I understand people are gonna have their opinions, but it's just the way you go about it. Like, I don't need someone to say Michael Jordan, you know, had something to do with what happened to his father to elevate LeBron James. I don't even think LeBron would have I think LeBron would even have a problem with that. But you got one particular motherfucker. And we don't one thing, you have one particular motherfucker that feels the need to just constantly just shit on Jordan. But not even just shit on Jordan. He shits on Kobe. He pretty much shits on everyone with the exception of LeBron. And it's not how you do, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. But one thing about us, we don't duck the smoke. And if we're going to talk about you, we're going to be willing to talk to you. So I'm just putting out this. I'm first time we're doing this, putting out an open invitation at Provide Context, Mr. Letting Go. First of all, just let it go, man. Jordan's been retired for 20 years. I don't know what the fuck your beef is with him. Like, what did he do to you? Like, we don't get it. Like, did you were you a victim of a crime to a pack of guys wearing retro 11s? I don't know.
He lost a big bet betting against the Bulls.
Did you lose a big bet betting against the Bulls? Did someone bald and black steal your girl? Oh no. But look, Mr. Letting Go, and anyone who is, and then also, folks, help us out. Let Letting Go know that he has an open invitation on the meeting of the Gold Mines podcast, because we've expressed a difference of opinion with him. He tends to block folks. So, which I don't know, just kind of, it's very anti-LeBron, because at least LeBron takes on challenges. But Mr. Letting Go, provide context. You have an open invitation. KB, I know over the weekend, you had a back and forth with him. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, he said something in regards to what Michael Jordan did in the past, and the media said something about Michael Jordan, so he has the right to say something about Michael Jordan. I get it, but that's the same thing like you said, Zen. As soon as he went to like talking about his dad dying and stuff like that into relation to why he was doing it, so why he was able to miss 18 months of basketball and still get paid by the league. I mean, he just started pointing out certain stuff that, okay, that's all dead and that's like done, bro. That's like 20 years ago. We're still talking about that. So when I talked to him, I was just like, something seriously wrong with him. I believe so. And I called him out. I said, don't run from, don't run. Stop ducking. He said, I'm not ducking. And just because the media
deleted the post.
Exactly. And then I screenshotted and I, just said something about that. Just like, don't run from it. He said he's not running. he just basically justified it, saying the media talked about it. So why is he Why is he able to do what he wants back in the day? And I guess certain people can't do that. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you're comparing certain actions that Michael Jordan did and LeBron James didn't. I don't understand what the is LeBron holier than thou. I don't believe so. But he just it's ridiculous. So I was like, do you have anything better to do than talk about somebody who's a billionaire and you
He
probably wear
does
your
not.
shoes?
He does not.
Exactly. And I believe he probably wears Jordan shoes for all I know. So it's funny. It's funny as hell. So, and
Nah, he's more. He seems like a Birkenstock guy.
oh my god.
Yeah, he's more of a Birkenstock guy. But
I mean, even if he is, it's like we said, bro. We don't Dr. Smoke. I hope he does jump on podcast because that'll be the first day out of forever in my life that I'm about to clear my schedule all the way out just to have a conversation with him.
There you go.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like I said on playback, he has a particular design straw that he drinks his adult beverages out of.
You're talking about the ones with little loops in them.
No.
Not the hoops.
Not the hoops. You know what? I will say this. Let's have a conversation. Because it's just like, yo, like, come on, man. My thing is, and this is the first time we call someone out. My thing is, it's just that, look, our platform is what? We have 3 Black Americans, Jamaican Americans. We have 3 Black guys, 2 Spanish guys. So our platform consists of all men of color. And the NBA is mostly men of color. I just think that when it is so easy for some folks to just try to drag someone and connect them to being a criminal, when that's not the case, I just think it's fucking reckless. And at some point, it's just like, yo, fuck a GOAT debate. It's just that why you want to paint a black man with that brush and it's not true. And at some point, we got to say something. So yeah, letting go at ProvideContext. You got a fucking open invitation. Conduct the smoke, or you can come on and let's have a conversation. We can have a civil conversation, and your words will not be edited. Can guarantee you that. But let's move forward. As much as we love the NBA, as much as we love the purple and gold, King, other purple and gold, just like
We stay in
the
purple and
31
gold,
other
baby.
teams.
That's what we do. We stay purple and
It
gold
is
all day.
NFL training camp has started. We just had the first preseason game a few nights ago between the Jets and the Browns. NFL
Don't tell me the
here.
score. I'm watching it tonight.
Not telling you. But
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it last night, and I won't watch it tomorrow or today. I don't care about preseason.
I don't give a fuck about preseason football. But fellas, King, you're a Viking fan. KB, you're a Raider fan. What are you guys looking? What do you think your teams are going to look like? Me, I'll just tell you before you guys answer. I'm a Packer fan, but I'm a Packer fan. So me and King, once again, we're always on the opposite side of the fence. But I'm also I'm leaning towards the Jets this year. I've been through this shit before. Here we go again. But I'm fucked up right now in football. But guys, excited for this upcoming season?
Only me. KB's not. You're not. You guys' teams are going to be fighting for the number 1 pick or number 2 or 3, 4. While my team will be fighting to be Super Bowl contenders, armed with the best wide receiver in the NFL. Going to be a revamped defensive scheme with us bringing in Brian Flores. We saw what he did with Miami's defense the first year he got there, so I'm expecting the same thing. We have a quarterback who has thrown for 4,000 yards in the past 7 seasons. If you actually go look at the Chicago Bears, I don't know how long they've been playing football, but they've never had a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards. Kirk Cousins has done it the past 7 years.
Yeah, but he's still not a top 5.
Says
He's
who?
still not a top 5. He's still not a top 5. Says
Who?
anyone. Says anyone, man. He's not a top 5. Like, you know what? Alan is joining us. Alan, turn on your camera, man.
So I'm gonna tell you this: I'm not talking to anyone whose name is Beaner.
Please don't even say that. Please don't. Please don't.
I'm not saying that out loud, bro.
With the hot dog stuff.
Tony, please edit that out.
Oh my god.
No way.
You know what? Hey, and for YouTube, we're gonna edit that. We are going to X that out on YouTube.
That's so funny.
Alan, is Kirk
that,
Cousins a top 5 quarter?
I am nobody to comment on football because I do not watch football.
So Zen, tell me that. All right. So I'm going to concede not a top 5 quarterback.
Wouldn't it be like Mahomes?
He is in the top team.
He just won a Super Bowl. What do you mean he's not top 5?
No, we're talking about Kirk Cousins.
Oh, Kirk Cousins? No, I said, yeah. Isn't it like Mahomes? Who's on the Eagles? What's his name?
You got
Jalen
Lamar
Hurts.
Jackson.
Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson.
Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts,
still got
Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Herbert,
Brady still
Justin
up there?
Herbert. Brady's retired.
Josh Allen. There goes your 5.
Josh Allen. Yep, Josh Allen.
There goes your 5.
Joe Burrow, I would put up there.
Above Kirk Cousins, yes. There goes 6.
There's 6 right there. Yep.
Now who else?
Then
did y'all forget Aaron Rodgers or
Aaron Rodgers? I would put over Kirk Cousins.
Okay, I'll give.
There goes.
That's debatable.
No, it's not. King knows it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Who else? That's it, right?
I mean, that's it. That's. I gave you 7 names, so he's not top 5.
What's his name?
All right, but
Miami,
so tell me who else? Tua?
Dolphins.
No.
Tua?
About Tua. Yeah,
Tua? You don't think he's better than Kirk Cousins?
So I think Tua probably last year.
Last year he did pretty good.
He did.
I did watch football last year.
I feel sorry for Tua because he's been getting hit because he has a bad offensive line.
I'm still taking Kirk Cousins over Tua. It's
okay. Wait, hold on. What about Mr. Touchy Feely?
What?
Who?
Deshaun.
Deshaun Jackson.
Watson.
He has to show me that he's back.
I know you ain't just say that.
He called him touchy.
I know you call him touchy Philly, but I'm just saying. But hold on,
you could have used a better choice of words into the show.
King, you know damn well Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. What are you doing?
He has to show me.
Okay.
No, you don't want him to show you.
All right.
That's why he got
Bro, shut up, kids. What are you doing?
Deshaun Watson.
All you need is
we're at 7. We're at 7. Let's go. Come on.
What about what's his? Oh, maybe not. I was gonna say no. He's on San Francisco.
A lot of people think that.
Are you talking about Purdy? No.
The other one, the backup. He's in.
Are you talking about Lance? Trey Lance?
No. Triple whatever something.
I actually had the list of
Triple
all
G
the
or
NFL
Triple
starting
J or
quarterbacks.
some shit like that.
Triple J.
Yeah, he was in San Francisco last year. He's not on there anymore.
Oh, you mean Jimmy G?
There you go, Jimmy G.
Yeah, he's on. He's on the Raiders.
Yeah, he just got into the Raiders.
So would you guys take Trevor Lawrence over him?
No,
yeah,
hell no.
No.
Would you
take Kirk
Dak
Cousins over Trevor Lawrence?
What about Dak?
No, don't get me started on Dak.
What
Don't get
about
me started on
Mac
Dak.
Jones from the Patriots?
No. I'll take Kirk Cousins over Mac Jones.
Okay.
So
Kenny
the
Pickett?
conclusion is that Kirk Cousins is top 10.
He's definitely top 10. But I just want to.
I'll give him top 10. He ain't top 5.
I'll give him top 10, and he's at the probably
Top 10,
number
he ain't
9 or
top 5.
10.
So is Kenny Pickett or Ryan Tannehill better than him?
You know better than that, King. Come on, bro.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
They're not better than him. They're not better.
Desmond Ritter.
No, those are all rookie / second-year quarterbacks. Stop it.
Kyler Murray.
No, I would take Kyler Murray over him.
Over Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
Well,
No,
Kyler
he's been
Murray's
inconsistent. He's been inconsistent.
Bryce Young, he's a rookie, so I'm gonna say no. Justin Fields, this is the same guy who I'm trying to say he has not thrown for yards. Dak Prescott, we said no. Jared Goff from the Lions.
No.
That one's
Jordan Love from the Packers.
Hell
Would
no.
you stop it? No.
Matthew Stafford from the Rams.
I would put
right.
The only reason why people are going to put him over him is because of his stats
and he just won a Super
Bowl.
Bowl. Yeah.
Super
So
Bowl.
all right, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll say Matt Stafford. Derek Carr.
No.
Daniel Jones.
All right, you ready to hear this?
No.
Okay,
What?
are y'all ready? This is how they have it, the QB
Geno
power
Smith.
rankings.
Kyle Trask and Sam Howell all are no. So
You want to hear the
King, he about to read power rankings, though. He got power rankings.
Yeah, but hold on. So from our number that I just asked from the consensus from all of us here, Kirk Cousins is the ninth best quarterback in the NFL.
Okay, so he's not top 5.
We said top 10. He ain't top 5.
Go ahead, Alan.
This is how they have it for a power ranking. It's number 1 is Mahomes, number 2 is Burrow, number 3 is Hurts, number 4 is Allen, number 5 is Herbert, number 6 is Rodgers, 7 is Jackson, number 8 is Trevor Lawrence, number 9 is Dak Prescott, 10 Deshaun Watson, 11 Kirk Cousins.
Deshaun Watson over Kirk Cousins. I just told you that. I just told you that.
I told you.
And I'm taking Deshaun Watson out. I'm taking who's the other guy? Dak Prescott out. And
Trevor Lawrence.
I'll say Trevor Lawrence is ahead of him. I like Trevor Lawrence as a quarterback.
Talking about sunshine.
I fucking hurt myself. I think I hurt myself.
But Lamar Jackson should not be 7. Lamar Jackson should be at least 2 or 3. I don't understand why.
Lamar Jackson will never be 2 or 3 for me. He can't throw an accurate pass. Stop.
Are you what? You better go look at his.
He can't throw an accurate pass.
Okay.
Who's in Philly right now?
He can't.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is a more accurate quarterback, and plus he can. Whatever. I mean, you go ahead and watch the film. Watch the film. That's what I'm saying.
Well, look. You know what? To transition to our next topic. Obviously we will be talking about NFL a lot as this season unfolds, and then also folks
starts where we'll start having spaces.
Yeah, we'll have when preseason starts. We will be having we also have one spot left in our fantasy football league, so nice. Follow Purple Gold Mines at Purple Gold Mines on Twitter, Threads, IG, YouTube, and Twitter. I also said Twitter already. Yeah, follow us, get more info. We have our fantasy football league. But look, one person, KB says Lamar Jackson can't throw an accurate pass, but one person who can pay for him to, get a good quarterback coach is, watch this transition, is Mr. Anthony Davis, after signing that 3-year extension for $186 million. King, we knew this was coming. I think it was initially it was reported at like 168, but it ended up coming 168. That was reported. Ended up finalizing at 186. King, What's your thoughts that AD will be here? He's going to be here for a while. What's your thoughts?
That's right. That's the way I thought it would be. I mean, it's a no-brainer to sign a top 10 player or sign a top 10 player to an extension. Why would you not? You have LeBron James finish out his career here, and then you look to pair him with the next star that will be coming to the Lakers because we know it's going to happen. It's just what the Lakers do. They attract the big names, and LeBron James will vacate that big spot as far as the money goes. The only thing, and this is the reason why this offseason was so important. The Austin Reaves contract was so important. The Rui contract was so important. If Austin Reaves gets hit at that $80 million, $90 million range, his third year, when LeBron James, when we're trying to get that player, his third year number goes to $30 million. Right now, his third year number goes to about 15 or 16 million. So we can still, LeBron James will vacate that max slot and we will get somebody. Jason Tatum's probably the top guy on the list.
We shall see. KB, 186, 3 years. Where you at on this?
Love it. I know a lot of LeBron fans didn't like what I said in the past, but was getting ready with him not being on the team. You have to actually look towards the future, and keeping AD for the long haul is what you're supposed to do. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say this, and Zen, I don't know if you agree with it. You don't have to. It's okay. Like Rob Pelinka said, one of the most dominant two-way players to ever play the game. So I'm glad we signed him to the extension. Glad he, he'll be with us long haul. Really looking forward to the season. So I'm glad. Happy.
Before I get to Alan, the other night we were in our playback.tv /PGM fan cave. Please join us. The other night we was having our watch party, and I was talking to our buddy Colin, and he was saying that the number is not that bad when you consider that the TV contracts are going to kick in about a year or two, and the yearly salary is not going to be that bad when it really kicks in a few years. So when he brought up the TV contract and then how that's just going to elevate, locking him down now, that's 62 or 66 million later into the contract. It's not going to be as crazy of a number as it sounds now. It's cool to lock him up. I think the biggest thing is that we signed AD to franchise money. Let's treat him as a franchise player. We need to make sure that he's on the offensive end, because we already know he's killing it defensively. But offensively, we need to make sure, we have players that's going to be playing to his skill set. We're going to have make sure we have players that's getting him the ball in the spots where he can flourish. I think we got to run the offense through him. If that's inside out, outside in, however you want to put it. So if we're paying him franchise money, we got to treat him as a franchise player. That's something that Sean Spaces, who's been on the pod already, that's something that he has preached many times. So it's like, hey, now is the time. Let's put him in a position to be the guy, and let's see where it goes. Alan, any thoughts on AD signing the extension?
No, like, as long as he stays healthy, I think it's justifiable. I mean, he's, if not the best defensive player in the league right now. It's just a matter of if we can run our offense through him instead of like what we saw last year. Because last year, I don't think I really saw like plays running like through like for him. So yeah, no, I think it's justifiable. Like I think he deserves the contract, and like what Colin said, the TV contracts are going to be kicking in with a year or two, so it's really not that much. Like look at all the other contracts in the leagues that we saw for like re-signs. So it's not that much when you really sit there and look at it. And I'm curious to see like if they put like a limit of games for him to play to reach a certain amount. You know what I mean? To reach a certain amount.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
no incentives.
Yeah, like there's no incentives in it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's kind of that sucks because he should at least play like I think he should play at least like 60 games. If he doesn't play 60 games, then I don't think I don't know. That's my opinion. I don't think the contract's worth it if he's not playing 60 games or more or more.
But that's the same thing they tried to do with Kyrie, and it made him just leave Brooklyn's negotiation table. Like I'm not doing that.
Well, I mean, how many games did he play last year? He only played like 55 or something like that. So,
well,
if
for
he's
Brooklyn,
a franchise, I'm talking about AD. If AD is going to be one of our franchise players, we need to hold him to a standard in how many games he plays. He's still young, like he still needs to be on the court. The fuck are we paying him for? Like, what are we paying him for if he's?
But
not
how do we
on
keep him on the court like that? I think putting that in the contract doesn't help us keep him on the court.
Well, you make it an incentive, like a bonus or something. Like, hey, you play 60 games, here's a bonus.
But the thing is that he's not taking games off. He's legitimately getting hurt.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a way. There's a way.
Was that Zen? I know that wasn't you just doing that thing. Bro.
No, so no.
You know he's getting hurt, bro.
Oh no, I'm agreeing. He's not faking injuries. He's getting hurt.
Wait. But so to Alan's point, I think, and the reason why I'm saying that, I don't think it will work if you do that, is because the only advantage that goes to is the team. Because the only way you can lace that type of contract and say, all right, you have to play 60 plus games, is say if you do not reach that 60 plus games, you don't get all your money. There's going to be no player that plays in the NBA that will sign a contract that says, I'm not guaranteed money if I don't do this, and that. Especially at AD's age and at his tenure and at his status, you don't give that to a veteran player. You give that to a young player to say, hey, you got to make whatever.
You got a special guest
or whatever.
Say hi to King's son.
Yeah, he's back there.
Or fuck, man. Tell AD's got to like be on the fucking all defensive team or all-star team. He hasn't been an all-star in like 2 or 3 years. Granted, he was hurt, but
right, exactly.
I feel like he has a lot to prove this year.
I think he's putting that work in to do so. So I think
in my opinion, I think he has a lot to prove.
Agreed.
Well,
agreed.
We shall see. We shall see. Well, another member of the Lake Show, that was doing big things this week. AR-15, from all accounts, from all videos, from all reports, from the Team USA scrimmages, he's been killing it.
Yeah, he's the best player out there, apparently.
Yeah, he's been having one hell of a summer. He got
it's good.
Signed a 3-year contract. He got his he's on Team USA. He got a shoe deal.
His shoe is dope.
Yeah, it's been a great summer for AR-15. So my question is this: AR or D'Lo? Who's the Lakers' third option?
AR.
I
You want
think
to
it might be
elaborate?
AR.
Can't elaborate just yet, but I think AR is going to be our third option.
KB?
I think it's going to be Austin Reaves. The reason why is because based on the play and just the indication from D'Lo, he doesn't really necessarily have to nor want to be that guy. So AR has just been taking up the mantle since his rookie year. He's just been doing it. So when AD and LeBron aren't doing anything or just can't, I'm thinking AR. He's already stepped up to the factor where he just is like, I can do it. It's not too much pressure for him. He gets buckets.
Steve Kerr's got him playing point guard in USA.
Yep.
Maybe I don't know, like if it's spot minutes or what, but he's trusting him to play point guard, so that says a lot.
Well,
very true.
King.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say AR. I'm gonna say D'Angelo Russell's the third option. Proven track record of being a dependable player. X out that Denver series, but pretty much throughout his career, he has been a dependable player. Austin Reaves became a starter about 3/4 throughout the last year's season, and we're talking about him being a third option. This quick, I'm not ready to go there.
Hey,
this quick. It's his third season, or
Right.
fourth season.
But he also has a guy that has been a starter and a great player in the NBA for 7 years, and he's just going to take his spot. I don't think it's going to happen like that.
Oh, so you think D'Lo's going to step up? Okay.
Well, we shall see. I think
Yeah,
with
we shall
AR,
see.
it's been one hell of a summer for him. As long as if he keeps on this trajectory, because I said this at the end of the season, because look, for a while, it was KB, it was King who said, "Yo, no, this kid he's legit," and I didn't see it, but I have yet to see a player improve so much from game 1 to game 82 over the course of a season like AR did last year. And if he keeps on that same trajectory, sky's the limit. I know we have guys in on Twitter and group chats, Nudon, who says Manu Ginobili, he's definitely going to be on that Manu Ginobili vibe. That's a pretty high ceiling, Hall of Famer. We shall see. If he keeps improving, yeah, he's definitely going to be our third option. But yeah, that's it's been going on with Lakerland in Lakerland this week. We still don't know what the hell is going on with Christian Wood. Our 14th slot is still open. No Biombo, no Christian Wood. We shall
I'm about to
see.
ask about that.
No,
What the hell is going on with Christian Wood? He just
hasn't made a decision.
He's biding his time. He's just literally waiting. He's biding his time.
Trying to see if he can get some more money.
That's it.
And we shall see what happens with him. We are in the second week of August. So hopefully he'll make a decision sooner than later. And we know everyone will have going into training camp. So but yeah, that's what's been going on in with the LakeShow this week. And we got a special guest coming up, Shubh. He is at OVO LakeShow, part of the Coaches Den on Twitter. Probably one of the best post-game spaces on Twitter, pre-game spaces as well. So, we have him joining us as we discuss hashtag 5 and it's over. Who needs that fifth ring more, LeBron or Steph? We're going to have that discussion right after this unpaid ad from Zen's Infused Treats.
Have you ever been so high you made yourself a sandwich, but couldn't figure out how to get it to your mouth? Have you ever been so high you wondered if dogs can get songs stuck in their heads? Have you ever been so high you started to clean your vacuum so you can understand what it is to be a vacuum cleaner? Have you ever been so high that you question all your thoughts while you were high because you are high? Well, if you haven't, then you should try Zen's Infused Treats. Everyday treats infused with so much THC, you'll start working on calculations of decimals on the grids of your mind. Well, don't take my word for it. Here's Jeff from Houston, Texas.
I'm here to tell you about Zen's Infused Treats, man. These things are special. I mean, just one. I mean, I'm a big guy. I'm around 6'5", around 300 pounds. Just one was enough to put me in the couch. I was one with my couch. I was there, locked into everything I was watching. I enjoyed Succession on Zen's Treats. I've enjoyed NBA and Laker games on Zen's Treats. I've enjoyed binging The Last of Us on Zen's Treats. It truly is a solid product, and the high I had, man, like it was good. It's definitely good. Like if you want to go to sleep, if you just want to like buzz out and enjoy something trippy, like that is what you're looking for. Zen's Treats has it for you. So I'm recommending you go out there and get some from my man Zen and set your night off right.
And Shave Love from Florida.
Famous words when eating an edible. Man, this shit ain't hitting. I got so high, keeping my head up felt like it was exercise. Man, this shit's make me so high, I damn near be missing the whole damn spaces. I got so high off Zen's edibles, I asked God to end this high, promising I'd never get this high off this shit again. Zen's Infused Treats make you feel like being in the middle of a dream and a reality. Don't get greedy eating Zen's edibles and think you can handle the shit. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, welcome back to episode 5 of Meeting of the Gold Mines. Hashtag #5anditsover. And joining us this week is a very special guest. He goes by Shubs. You'll find him on Twitter at OVO LakeShow. He is of the COACHESDEN, and you can check him out on playback.tv / all access Lakers. That's playback.tv / all access Lakers. They do a lot of excellent watch parties, breakdowns, analysis. Yeah, all that good stuff. Shubs, thanks for joining us, man. How are you, brother?
Hey, thanks for having me once again, guys. Appreciate it. How to us Laker communities got to stick together, man. I've seen you guys from the ground up, so appreciate it. You guys are friends of mine, so had to pull up for sure.
Absolutely, man. You're definitely one of our day ones. But man, let's get into it. You know, when we so, you know, when we're thinking about the big topic, what we're going to discuss this week, you know, we're all in off-season mode. But this, you know, the cool thing about the off-season, it gives an opportunity to talk about some bigger topics that we probably wouldn't have the time to talk about during, because we're just, you know, we're doing previews and breakdowns, previews and recaps. So it being the fifth episode of Meeting of the Gold Mines, you know, there is a hack that's been running around NBA Twitter, especially among Dub Nation Twitter, especially around, you know, LakeShow Twitter, Laker Twitter, and it's hashtag, and you know that applies to LeBron, that applies to Steph. You know, obviously it applies to Draymond and Clay as well, but you know, it's really about LeBron and Steph. So it kind of sparked the idea, which player needs that fifth ring more? You know, and I thought it would be That would be a dope conversation to have. Out of Steph Curry and LeBron, which player needs that fifth ring more? Now we know LeBron won the fourth ring with the Lakers. Number 17 for us, number 4 to him. He won it in 2020. Steph won his fourth ring last year, 2022. They just went against each other and in the playoffs in the second round. And there was a period of time that a lot of us was thinking that whoever wins this series is going to win the finals. I think a lot of us underestimated Denver, but Shubs, you're here. I want to start off with you, man. Who you feel needs to get this fifth ring?
I think the key word in this discussion, it's a great discussion to have. I think the key word is obviously like need, right? Like what we want to focus on. So I think obviously us as Laker fans, we want LeBron to get that fifth ring like super bad. But if we're answering the question directly, who kind of needs it, I have to kind of lean Steph, right? Because if everyone retired today, LeBron has a substantial case, a more than substantial case to be the greatest of all time, right? And I think in our communities and like, the Twitter sphere that we're on, like I would even argue the majority already have LeBron as the GOAT, right? So even with 4 rings, you can just imagine like what he has. And only thing that's getting better without a ring is his longevity case, right? So speaking as is, LeBron is already in that discussion. When it comes to Steph, right, I think the conversation was fringe top 10 for Steph after he got his 4th, right? So with everyone else in the top 10 being historical players, really no active players besides LeBron, really the only thing that can move Steph up into even a top 5 conversation, because he's so behind LeBron currently, is a fifth ring, right? So when you factor all that in, I think who needs the fifth ring would be Steph Curry, because there's nothing else he can kind of do to kind of make his case, because he doesn't really have the longevity case at this current moment in time, unless he goes till he's 40. So we're gonna see. I mean, Draymond and Clay think they have more in them. They've stated that in the past. They want to give it another go. They still think they're the best. So it's gonna be really interesting, like how if they want to keep their dynasty going, if it's even possible to keep their quote unquote dynasty going. But I think I would lean Steph, who needs it more, that fifth ring.
KB, what's up?
Not much. I think it's gonna be Curry. We had multiple conversations. I think I talked to Shubh about this, Kings and yourself, on Spaces as well. With Curry, with all he's done, I understand he's revolutionized like the game of basketball when it comes to shooting. He can shoot from anywhere on the field. It's insane, right? LeBron James has been dubbed the chosen one since he's got into this league since high school. Stephen Curry didn't get into the league until what, his junior year, I think, of college, the end of junior year going senior. So with what he's done with the Dubs, I mean, the Dubs were like, they weren't that good. I'm not going to say trash because they just weren't that good. What he did to elevate their play, level of play, when Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green came onto the scene, they did a whole bunch to make sure that the Warriors were solidified. But then again, a lot of people are gonna wonder, if you guys didn't have Kevin Durant, would you really have won those 2 championships? So with that, I'm not putting that over Stephen Curry. I just think it has to be Stephen Curry. He's not. I don't think his overall game compared to what LeBron James has done in his career is even. It doesn't touch that. So I think that's where I kind of land my plane. I think it's Stephen Curry for sure.
King, I know you. Yeah. I know you care about number 18, but who needs number 5, brethren?
So need is Steph Curry. I think they're both historical players, both great players. The thing is, so if I were to do my top 5, of course, I just put Kobe. Just kind of switched my order of Jordan and Kobe. Kobe is now my GOAT. But since we're doing this month of Mamba, it's Kobe. So you got Kobe, you got Jordan, you got LeBron at 3, Magic, and Kareem at 5. If LeBron were to get ring number 5, he's not jumping above Jordan to me. He's not jumping above Kobe. So I think his spot at 3 is solidified. Steph Curry to me currently, I was just talking about this with Zen before we started recording. He's around 7 or 8, like somewhere in between like Tim Duncan and Bird and those type of players. If he wins another ring, he kind of leapfrog and gets closer to 5 to me. So he needs it more. He's already a historical player, like I said, greatest shooter ever. Part of a great dynasty that took place. But the word need would be Steph Curry if you're going to put it anywhere. I don't think either of them really need it, but it would help Steph Curry's case a lot more than it would help LeBron's case. I think LeBron doesn't really need 5, but of course, as a Laker fan, I want him to get it.
So I'm going to be in the minority on this. So now let's be honest. These are all-time great players, okay? All-time great players. We're splitting hairs, and this conversation is disgusting because it's very narrative-based. But now, King, you brought it up. We're doing the month of Mamba, and, watching a lot of content every day. Check us out, hashtag month of Mamba throughout August. But the thing is, we just finished watching the All the Smoke interview, that Kobe did. And he was talking to Matt Barnes, and Matt Barnes brought up, was like, yeah, I know how much it was important for you to get number 6, or try to get number 6, because you wanted the exact words, you wanted that seat at the table with Jordan. So Kobe wanted number 6 to get Jordan. Jordan famously said he wanted to get 6 so he can have one more than Magic. Okay. Now, the reason why I say LeBron needs the ring more is because LeBron, right after he won ring number 3, he famously said in 2016, I'm chasing that ghost in Chicago. So LeBron has also openly said that, he did it on the Road Tripping podcast, where he said, yeah, after I beat the Warriors and came back from 3-1, that made me the greatest of all time. LeBron's fans, let me rephrase that. The stands who are like, I'm talking about the far right wing stands. If you say, hey, you know what? Out of the 4,900 players to ever play in the NBA, I have LeBron at number 2. They take that as an insult. It's number 1 or nothing. So because of all that, right? Steph has never said, oh yeah, I'm the greatest player ever. He's never, I think he may have made some comments. I think after he broke the 3-point record, he said, yeah, this makes it official. I'm the greatest shooter of all time. But when it comes to being a player, he never said I'm number 1. So because of that all the stuff that LeBron has said, that's where I say he needs the 5th ring more than Steph, because it's not about the all-time ranking. It's just like, hey, between the witnesses, the believers, however you want to put name the fan base, it's number 1 or nothing. So it's like, well, because once again, he said he's chasing that ghost in Chicago, he's won 1 championship. So it's like, all right, are we? No, it's still a very active conversation with him at 4. I know for me, who has Jordan as number 1, if LeBron won a 5th ring at this point in his career, I would put him as the GOAT. So that's why I say, you know what? Based upon how he's positioned himself as the king, he would need that ring more than Steph. Steph is an all-time great with 4. Steph is an all-time great with 5.
So, and that's where, I mean, I can kind of agree with you. It's just the word need. I don't think either of them need it, but for LeBron to continue to make that I'm the greatest type of argument, that would help him. If he were to get to 5 and possibly 6, yes, that would now help him. And now Jordan fans can't say anything. Hey, he's got the same amount of rings as your GOAT. What are you going to say at this point? So, and if he has 5, it puts him in that rare air of having, I don't know how many players have 5 championships. I don't think it's that many. Maybe most of them played for the Celtics back when they won like 8 straight. It's most of those guys. And then there's probably 5 or 6 more. So yeah, that puts him in that real rare air if he gets it. But I don't think he needs to do it. But yeah, I think it will help his case more than it will help Steph's.
Shubs, what were you going to say?
Oh no, I was just gonna mention to King. Yeah, I think that number of like 5 championships or more is a very finite number. I think, yeah, including like the Celtics 60s, it's got to be less than 15, something like that. But yeah, no, Rebel, I like your perspective. I think it is very narrative based, and depending like what case you want to make, I think LeBron does have a case for his own reasons why he needs the ring. But if you're comparing who needs it more between Steph's narrative and his place versus LeBron's place, that's why I kind of lean Steph, because, you know, LeBron is already in active conversations that Steph is just not in right now. Like
right. Exactly. And I think like I said, I think with Steph, it is, when we're really, like I said, this is it's a nasty discussion. It's narrative based, but it's just like, okay, LeBron, it's like, man, you're almost like you're practically at the top. You could close the case. You're so close of closing this case. Damn, you win one more, man. It's a done deal. And Mike, we all know there's levels to this. There's guys that's just happy to win, get into the NBA. And, another thing that sparked this discussion, and I guess it's like, still keeping with the conversation, is that look at what Jeff Teague said this past week about, like, he doesn't give a damn about championships. He'll put James Harden over Dwayne Wade
or Arena.
Hold on. Zen, I want you to go ahead and say exactly what you're thinking. Shubh, know where I'm going with this. I want you to go ahead and say exactly what you said again, because nobody cares what Jeff Teague says. He can say championships don't matter. It's because he's never won a championship. If he did he win one with the Bucks or something like that when he was on the bench?
He was the 15th man. Okay. On the Bucks. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. He's like the 15 man on the bench. He won a ring. Congratulations, you participated. Like he got a participation trophy.
And the funniest thing about that, KB, is like he on the Bucks All Access stuff, because I used to watch it because I like their championship run. He actively said, he openly said, "I just got an A on the group project." Like walking back from a tunnel. Like, he knows it himself. It was the funniest thing ever. It's so
literally, Shubh King Zen. That literally solidifies what I just said. He literally says championships don't matter, but what did you do to contribute to one? Nada. Like, you literally were a part of a team. So like when people like that say stuff, I'm like, dog, you're not helping your case when it comes to what doesn't matter or what does, because your point won't matter. The same thing that I literally give, what's his name? Who does Gilbert Arenas. When he does certain takes on certain Hall of Famers, I'm like, dog, Gilbert Arenas, are you a Hall of Famer? Like, you're giving your take, but are you that good of a player to even do so? That is where I have a problem with it, because people who know the game, like, let's say this, like Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, they do all the smoke. I understand they give their takes on who's the GOATs, but the only people that I know who can give like discussion on who the GOAT is, Kobe, Magic, Kareem, like people who've been to the promised land and done it, then yeah.
And you know what's funny though? Like, KB, the ironic thing is all those people that are at those tables, and in those discussions who can speak on it, they couldn't care less. They truly couldn't care less. Like they get asked that like every year. They really couldn't care less, or the answer slips, whatever it is, and they are just have the same political straight edge answer. Like they respect all eras, everyone.
Yeah.
I took this from this person. It would be unfair to say this is better than this. Like it's true. It's true.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you, Shubh. And go ahead, King, because I know I was cutting you off. I was just saying, just to finish my piece, that's the thing that kind of it annoys me, because with players like that say stuff like that, it's like, dog, what have you done to be able to talk like that? The only people I know who can talk like that who've been there, LeBron, Curry, Kobe, people who've been to it can talk like that. But when you say, well, championships don't matter, dog, how many championships have you won? Like, have you been the main guy? Like, it's a grain of salt when Paul George talks, because I'm like, dog, you've been on the Clippers for how long? And even you just said it to all Clipper Nation that's on here, and you should clip this, Zen. Your boy just said that Clipper Nation, it will never be a Clipper land. It will always be Lakerland in LA. He literally just said it. So please, anybody who's a Clipper fan, stop saying this is Clipperland. It's never going to be that.
Yeah,
so I'll land my plane with
shout
that.
Shout out to Dime Dropper. It was
like
shout out to Dime Dropper.
Marcellus Wiley is the weirdest guy ever when it comes.
There you go.
It's annoying. When they got Russ, he was going crazy. But no, so the Jeff Teague thing. So, and it was not even only that he said it; it's the context of why he said it. He was like, people don't play like Dwayne Wade. He said he doesn't care about championships because people don't play like, or kids don't play like Dwayne Wade. They play like Harden. That's not a good thing. Like Dwayne Wade is a champion who was able to win the first championship he got. He carried his team on his back. The second and third championships that he got, he fit into a role. So that should be what you look at a player to be. When you're young and you're in control of your team, you're able to get there and finish the job, which is what he did. And then once you start to get older and build some injuries, it's not even that he played sorry. I think he averaged above 20 points per game in that back-to-back championship year. So that's who kids should want to model their game after. Hey, when you're young, take advantage of your athleticism and everything. And then as you get older, learn how to play a different way and still have a huge impact. James Harden dribbles the ball steadily. And now all he's really doing right now is bouncing from team to team to team. He has no championship aspirations. He just wants to get money. Honestly, that's what it seems like to me. So, and then Arenas, I think he had a conversation similar to it, where I think it was somebody on his panel that asked him, would you, if there's two paths to go down when you're starting your career, one path has like 50, I think this was a Robert Ory conversation. One path has $54 million and like 3 rings. The other path has $500 million and no rings. And he said he's taken the path with no rings. And it's like, bro, you're not a competitor. You're not a basketball. That makes no sense, but yeah.
I think King might be having a little bit of audio. But you know what? Here's the thing that I can hear you. This is the thing that I think is interesting is that you know Shubh just said something interesting a few minutes ago about how Kareem, how Kobe, how Michael talked. You know, Kobe was like, I want to get to 6 so I can have a seat at the table with Jordan. And it's always been about, and that's how I always, I guess, in the last year of this whole past season of just getting really worn out with GOAT debates, I came to a conclusion that I was like, you know what? These conversations, these all-time great players, it's kind of like a members only club. And there's different rooms, and you know, some rooms are better than others, and some rooms are more exclusive than others. And to me, that final room, that's like, you know, top shelf everything. To me, there's 4 seats at the table. It's a circle. It's a, you know, round table, and it's Kareem, it's Bron, it's Jordan, it's Russell. I I don't care who's at the head of the table. I have no interest. But I think going back to the thing I was saying about Bron, it's just that, you know, he never said, yeah, when I won number 3 or when I came back from 3-1, it's like, yeah, I got a seat at the table with these all-time greats. It's like, no, I'm the GOAT. So it's like, okay, well, that's 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 the part that I find it's like, okay, well, that by saying that statement, it's like, okay, well, what holes in the resume are there that you know that you need to kind of tighten up to really make your case? And it goes back to the championships. And like I said, this is a nasty discussion. We're splitting hairs. But I you know, that's why I go back to, that's why I say I think it's LeBron needs it more. Cause like I said, as if he wins that 5th one, it's just like, damn, you all-time scoring leader, you're top 5 in assists. Yeah. Shubs, what's up?
No, no, I was just gonna say I think yeah, I think he actually received criticism for I think that comment by like other people. I could be wrong, but I think Larry Bird, you know, didn't particularly like his comments calling himself the GOAT and things like that. Like um obviously his fan base is like okay with that. And I think the funny thing that is used to counter argue or like, you know, prop that statement up, calling like self-proclaiming yourself as the GOAT is just like, well, if Kobe and Jordan did it, it would be labeled as killer instinct, which isn't the case at all. When discussing on your own platform, like barbershop discussions. So I think it was definitely like different self-proclaiming you're like the GOAT. But I mean, these players are all different and they all have different enigmas and different egos and things like that. And I mean, LeBron's given so much to the game and is generally known
Absolutely.
as a humble person. And coming up and as he got better, has always been and took the humble route throughout all of his accomplishments. So, I mean, it doesn't bother me too much that he proclaimed himself the GOAT. He's allowed to feel that way. Like we said, and honestly, like, I mean, even if we agree or not, like he does at the time of 2016 when he said it, he absolutely has a case if he feels that way to call himself the GOAT. It's not like, you know, Paul George or like Jeff Teague with that kind of resume, LeBron saying I'm the
Right.
GOAT, where it was like, you know, that kind of thing. So I
Of
mean that
course. Yeah.
I'm the type of person where like if there's a legitimate case, even if you don't agree with it, if you can kind of see their lens of view, I mean, it should be like completely okay to say because he's just such a student of the game and giving back to so many fans, so much, you know, notoriety and attention to the league that, you know, I think LeBron's been allowed to give in a pass to say most things. That's just like kind of my
I
standpoint.
respect that. But I'm gonna ask you guys this, right? And I want to start off
But wait,
with
so,
what's up?
so
King got some.
just quickly, like, because everybody knows how I feel about LeBron and his self-proclamation of the king and the GOAT stuff.
Oh my
He's gonna
god.
do it.
Yep.
No, I just don't like. I'm not gonna say much more about it. I don't like that stuff. Like, I mean, okay, we as a fan base, as a fan, we know who you are. You don't have to tell us like, and we could go back to the Utah game where he self-proclaimed and put his that thing. I I didn't like it.
It's called
Let
a
other people
crown. He
crown.
self-crowned himself.
Yeah, but I'd
Subscribe
let
to
other
PGM.
people.
Subscribe to PGM if you want to see
Let other
that.
people crown you. Like when Kuzma did it to him, I was like, yeah, that's cool. I like that. But don't do it yourself. Like it just seems a little bit corny to me. That's it. But yeah, go ahead, move on.
I want to ask you guys this, all right? Now that King, you know, got that out of his system, I'm going to ask you guys this. We heard, so in the last couple of weeks, right? We saw the comparisons on Twitter between which career would you rather have? Robert Ory, who made 54 million and has 7 rings, or James Harden, who I believe, he made 300 million so far in his career, somewhere around there, or probably more than that, and then 0 rings, right? There's that. We saw that comparison. Then we just brought up the Jeff Teague comment about James Harden versus D Wade. Okay, and then even going back to the diehard LeBron fans, you know, the 4-6 in the finals, the 4-6 record. It's like, okay, well, that it's so like they're dismissive of the six final losses. What I want to ask you guys this is, I guess a two-part question is now, no, and I guess I'll preface it by we saw how Kobe was just about winning, Tim Duncan just about winning, Jordan just about winning, win at all costs. Is winning as important to NBA players nowadays? Like winning a championship, is that still as important? And I'm not talking about the older players like a Steph and Draymond and a LeBron. I'm talking about guys that are 30 years and younger, or I'll say 32 and younger. I'm not sure. Like, I know James Harden's like 33 or whatever, but is winning a ring still as important to NBA players?
Or is this for the whole entire panel?
Yeah. Start with you, KB.
I mean, I don't care if I'm the bad guy. I believe they're not. But I mean, I think I've had this conversation with all of you guys before. This generation is just different, and to me, it kind of sucks because it's not really helping the kids who want to get into the NBA do something. It's more of like, I want to go ahead and make it to the NBA, put on for my city, put on for my family, and make generational wealth. It's not, no, I want to go to the NBA and win chips. I want to be a GOAT. I want to be a Hall of Famer. It's I want to win. I want to get as much money as I can to make sure my family's good, which is all that's wonderful. But why do we play sports? It's to play at the highest level and win at the highest level. Win, not to achieve the highest paycheck. I mean, for some that can be that, but for me, I mean, I guess in my own opinion, I believe that yes, this generation is different. And all they care about is money. They don't care about winning chips. They just don't. That's why you kind of, for example, KD. I'm just going to keep pointing it out. If he would have stayed with Oklahoma City Thunder and won chips there, I honestly believe he'd get more respect than what he did when he left to go to the Golden State. He left because he couldn't win where he was at. He had to trade to go win championships somewhere else, and he won chips that way. Now, another example. Where did he go after he left? After he left Golden State? He went to Phoenix, and the same thing with Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal was supposed to. Brooklyn, my bad. He was supposed to go to Brooklyn, didn't even work there. He ran. Then he went to, he went to Phoenix. And if it don't work there, he's going to leave. We know the tendencies when it comes to these players. But the same thing with Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal said it on TikToks for his own AAU team. He said, I can retire right now and I'll be good for the rest of my life. Easy. But it's like when it comes to winning chips, you just said that you wanted to stay with the Wizards. But now you're leaving to go play with Booker and KD because it's going to be easier to win a chip. Okay, that's like another. For me, that puts a stain on your career. You're not going to be memorable for winning with the Wizards, or as a player, you're going to be known for running away, going to a team to win a chip. But like I said, I think Bradley Beal's from our generation. Like he's like, he wants to win chips, but also he wants to make his money. But a lot of kids that are coming into the league now. What did what's his name get? He dropped so far. The Lakers are supposed to draft him. What's his name? He came from Villanova.
Josh Hart.
Not Josh Hart. He just got drafted this year, and he won
Cam something.
Cam Whitmore.
Cam Whitmore. He got a bag. When he signed with the Rockets, and that's literally probably the good. That's gonna he's good, but does he want to win a chip? It's kind of hard to say that. But a lot of them spend so much money on cars, houses, their girlfriends, wives, which they should. You need to have a lavish life. Some of them need to live that way. But with all the other old school cats, you're not going to catch anybody flaunting money. They're just going to just chill, relax. So with this generation, the answer is yes. I think they care more about money.
Do you think social media has something to do with that, though, with the flaunting money part?
Social media, yep, Shubh, thank you. Social media has the most to do with it because what are you doing? You're showing all these people who are your so-called your fans, even though if we're being real, if you weren't that famous, they wouldn't be following you. You're only doing it because they want either you're doing it for clout or you want them to know what you got, or you're just doing it just just because you want to see what the reaction is going to be. So it's weird to me. But yeah, Zen, answer is yes. I don't know where King's at, but yeah.
Shub, what do you think?
The question is, do today's stars care less about winning, right?
Winning a championship, yeah.
Winning championships. So since 2011, there's only 6 players. In the last 12 years, there were only 6 players that have won championships. That's LeBron, Steph, Kawhi, Giannis, Jokic, and there is someone else in that realm. Someone else, someone all time. It'll come to me soon. But those
Dirk.
6 are
Dirk.
Not Dirk. It's an active player, but maybe 1920. Yeah, it'll come to me soon. But like pretty much these cornerstones have been running the league for like the last decade or so, right? Like it's not, we always talk about, oh, this year this team has a chance to win a championship. If you don't have a generational talent on your team, like one of the cornerstones, it could be just 5 to be honest. LeBron, Steph, Kawhi, Giannis, and Jokic now. You're not winning a title. Like you're just not, right? KD's come the closest, right? And he was a supplementary player as well. So with that being in in mind, and you take that into account for the last 11 years, like these 5 or 6 generational players are the only ones who have dominated the last decade plus. That goes to show you how hard it is to win a championship, right? I think Jokic is the youngest out of that group, but all these players are above 30, like you were mentioning, right? And these are the older generation that are kind of on their way out, right? And we're talking about the younger stars. So I think if the older stars are still in part running the league, I think the question if the younger generation cares about winning championships is kind of unfair because it's just not their time yet. It's just not their time yet. When I look at a guy like Trae Young having a phenomenal playoff run in 2021, that screams out a winner to me. He's under 30. When I see Luka Doncic like gaming the Clippers over and over, season and season, over and over again, that's a winner to me. And going to the Western Conference Finals, destroying the Phoenix Suns in Game 7, that's a winner to me. When I see Devin Booker tearing apart the Clippers, just like in having a historic like playoff run himself with insane true shooting percentage and just scoring in bunches, averaging 40 for a series. Like that's a winner to me too. So I think with social media, like obviously the lifestyle is absolutely different and everyone's kind of adjusting to that. But I think when the playoffs do come around, no matter what we think of the regular season, and that's bogged down for everyone, no matter what age you are, like you're seeing instances of today's stars that are 30 and younger making the effort to go after when the time comes. Because when you make the playoffs and it's April and it's May time, no one cares who's on a max contract. Nobody cares who the franchise player. It's put up or shut up. And we've seen several examples of the next generation doing just that to be able to, put themselves in a position to win a championship, right? Jamal Murray, insane playoff performances. He's under 30s. He's next up, obviously. And you can just go down the list of these kind of stars that are, doing their best to kind of stand out. Anthony Edwards has had a couple playoff moments in his young career, right? Like these guys are gamers, yes. Are they on GQ more often than we've seen in the last 5-10 years? Yeah. But when it comes time to actually like ball out, like these guys do show up. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, I thought like a good playoff run individually, obviously with some things to work on. But like there's several examples of players kind of showing up. Donovan Mitchell is one of my favorite players, was balling in Utah too. So I think when the time comes, I think the lifestyle, because the NBA season's so long, is jarring and it's eye-opening. But when the time does come to kind of put up or shut up, you are seeing that drive. You are seeing that kind of will to win when all the chips are at the table.
Yeah, definitely. And to me, it's tough because it's a real fine line between counting like a person's pockets, because we have to not only look at this as a game. This is these guys' lifestyle. This is how they make money. This is how they feed their family. So when a guy holds out or he goes to another team because they offering him more money, at some point we have to be like, okay, the guy did make $75 million more when he went to that team. I mean, I could see that. And then you also have to look at the way I look at it. I look at like a LeBron. So LeBron stayed in Cleveland for 7 years or 8 years before he left to Miami. I don't think that's he doesn't care about winning. He stayed there. He brought his team where he got to the ceiling of where that team could get. And he was like, you know what? I want to win a championship so bad that I'm going to leave here and go somewhere that I can. I like that. The ones that I have a problem with is the guys who play for 2-3 years and it's like, you know what? I'm going to leave. Or they make a selfish move in taking a certain amount of money, knowing that once you do that, your team's not going to be able to acquire another player. So I do think this generation cares about winning championships. Maybe not as much. And I think it's kind of due to the fact of the money. Like certain guys who don't win championships, they're still going to leave this NBA. They're going to end their career over $200, $300, $400 million. Back in the days, you had to win a championship to get an endorsement, to get this deal, to do that. So that helped you get your money. It helped your notoriety. It put you in a movie. It put you somewhere in the Hall of Fame to where now you're getting money. Nowadays, it's almost as if I need to ball out for these 2-3 years while I'm on this rookie deal so I can get that extension. So I think the mentality is kind of different, but I think it's still the same, but different, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead, Shubs.
I was just gonna add, like right at the border too. I think a prime example of this, because he's at that 30 range and like he kind of falls into the next generation of like kind of stars that came into the league after those 5 guys that I mentioned that are kind of championship pedigree players. Damian Lillard is quietly like the biggest story in the league right now, right? That we're just like waiting on the bomb to drop. Where does he land in all this? Because he's the next generation. He's actually 30. Does he care less about winning? Like he is such in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, no matter who you ask, right? So I don't like there's so many arguments to be made. Does he care about winning? Well, if he stayed for this long and he didn't run from the grind, you didn't leave your team. So you obviously don't care about winning championships. But if LeBron got so much scrutiny and the KD got so much scrutiny for doing the same things, leaving early, do they not care as much anymore in the player movement that we're talking about? So like he's a prime example of just like trying to fulfill, his duties as a player and a commitment to his team and overdoing it to a degree to where we're like, oh, you overdid it now. So like, we're going to look at you sideways because that wasn't the right way to go about it. Even though we have historically praised loyalty to a team all this while. So it's never going to work in your favor. No one's ever going to, see it perfectly and have the perfect situation. Because now it's like, why didn't you leave earlier? When we have like several cases in the past of players that we have absolutely like clowned on for leaving. So the narrative changes no matter who it is, and the goalpost is constantly moving. So it's really unfair conversation sometimes depending on the player.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this. I think that we started off this #5anditsover. I think the days of guys winning 5 championships is over. The way with the money situation, the way the league is promoting parity, because you think about it from the play-in, from things like the play-in, not necessarily the whole NBA Cup thing that's gonna debut this upcoming season. But you look at the play-in situation, you look at the amount of, I can say from an entertainment perspective, this is one of the best NBA seasons that we just witnessed, just because of all of the teams that had like realistic shots at like getting into the playoffs. And then once they got into the playoffs, it's like, yo, like who is the clear favorite? There wasn't really a clear favorite. And I think that's better for probably the NBA. I think, also if you look at the money that's being thrown around, that players are earning, like you look at Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is going to make with his extension, he's going to make more in a year and a half than Michael Jordan did his entire career. And which,
Yes, sir.
look, more power to him. I just think with the way the NBA is now, the days of guys winning 5 championships are over. I think especially with this new CBA, new CBA runs through the 29-30 season, even though it has a 1 year opt out clause the year before that. I think in the 28-29 season. But with the whole thing with the luxury tax penalties, the second apron, and all of that, I think it's about guys earning their money, and I think the league is like saying, "Hey, get paid." It probably is not good business just to have one dynasty, because think about it. How interesting was the NBA when KD went to the Warriors? Like, it was a foregone conclusion. Like, yeah, they're gonna win it. But then you go past this season when it was just like wide open. And I think it's just a different ball game nowadays. I think it's about making money. I think there's going to be more emphasis on parity and the league being wide open. We look at Giannis. We look at Giannis, who is definitely a generational talent. He's probably my favorite. Him and Luka are my 2 favorite players in the league. Giannis, it's been, Giannis won his in 21. He hasn't really gotten close to winning a second one yet. And then you look at some of the other generational talent that's in the league. Embiid hasn't come close. We just spoke about Dame, but they do walk off with that generational wealth because, hey, let's be honest. An NBA championship is great for your legacy, but when it comes time to paying that mortgage, or buying that new Maybach, you can't bring the trophy. You got to bring that money that you earned. So I think it's a new ball game with the money that's being thrown around. And we look at the Denver Nuggets. They won 1 championship, and then as soon as they won their casualty, they had to lose Bruce Brown. I just don't see where guys, and maybe they probably care less about championships because the league is kind of setting it up where, hey, we actually need to spread this around. We can't just have the same 3-4 players winning championships every year. But yeah, I think the days of out of the younger generation, I don't see anyone getting to 5 unless someone says, yeah, I'm going to leave 50 million on the table so I can team up with that guy. Yeah, I think those days are
Giannis
over.
Giannis has been in the league for 10 years. He's like probably halfway done with his career. He has 1 ring, and he's probably the second best player in the league right now. So I completely agree. Like the dynasties and like winning it all, getting to those kinds of historic numbers, 4s or 5s, like it's over. Like everything is made about the most recent dynasty, which is the Warriors, and Kevin Durant was a major part of that dynasty and left that dynasty with the number 2. And it's like, mathematically speaking or statistically speaking, he is probably going to end his career with 2 rings, right? Like at this moment in time, right? That could definitely change. So these numbers, like we used to see with Jordan and the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, it's just gonna be much harder. And that's, again, speaks to LeBron's greatness about the championships he's won across multiple eras. So
Absolutely. And I think the thing is, to circle back to LeBron and Steph, between the trio in Golden State with Steph, Clay, and Dre, and then LeBron, I think that these guys might be the last set of guys for a really long time that would have a chance to win a 5th ring. That's, yeah, I think guys winning a 5th ring is probably over. I still lean on, for the sake of really cementing that number 1 GOAT narrative, I still lean on LeBron. needing that fifth ring. I know I'm in the minority, but hey, it wouldn't be the first.
I think I'm not gonna say it's dead. It's just gonna have to be a perfect situation. Because the way that it is, the CBA actually lines stuff up, at least until it runs out, is that players are going to have to you're going to have to pick your team and you're going to have to stick with them. So I think that's what you're going to end up seeing, like the Celtics situation. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, I think that's going to be there too. Porzingis might not stay there. He might play his 2
I don't think he stays there, yeah.
So it's going to be stuff like that where it's like you're going to see these teams, and it's best suited if you already have your 2 set. If you have your guys already set right now, okay, we can continue to just give them extensions or max them out and build around those 2. I think that's the way you have to do it. But if your team's not built like that already and you're just going to be flipping in the wind, rotating vet men's and rotating players and signing guys to 2-year, $30 million deals, those are the kind of teams that are not going to be able to sustain stability and be able to win.
I see. I agree with that. But okay, but let's look at Dallas. Nowadays, like these contracts just are like, okay, these are trade assets. If push come to shove, this is going to be a trade asset. Look at the whole thing with Kyrie. I think they'll probably give Kyrie and Luka maybe a year and a half. Like if this season truly goes to shit, if this upcoming season really truly goes to shit, I could see Kyrie being on the trading block by either next summer or by trade deadline for the following season. So that would be what, 25, February of 25. So it's like even now there's less patience. There's less patience nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying. I don't envision that happening. I don't think Dallas is going to have a bad record. They're missing some defensive parts, but I think as far as regular season goes, Dallas is going to be a good team. And then once you get Luka in the playoffs and Kyrie in the playoffs, we kind of know what they're about. I look at them the same way I look at the Lakers last year, where that project of putting Kyrie in there with Luka, it just needed time. And I don't think they had enough time to gel. You saw little glimpses of it. And then Luka got hurt when they started to roll. And so things were just bad. So I think I'm not going to just say Dallas is going to have a bad year. But you are right. With the contract that he signed, that's definitely, as far as the way we're looking at extensions now, with Jaylen Brown up in 60 and then you got AD at 60. So that's the new number for if you're a star, or at least somewhere in that range. And I think Kyrie's sitting around like 45. So yeah, that's it's crazy to think about it, but that's a tradable number. It's weird, but
it is.
Where we are now.
KB, what's your thoughts on what's being said?
I mean, the way that King and then Shubh broke it down, it is what it is. I mean, I do think that's kind of what's going to be happening. Like I said, I could be wrong. Like with this generation, maybe it's because I'm just like I grew up around a lot of old heads. Because I'm part of the young generation, so being 30 years old, so just with all that and just seeing how it's been done, I'm just used to seeing a lot of teams stay. A lot of players stay, stars stay, and continue continuity and grow with each other instead of trading going to other teams. So, I mean, if that's how it's going to be, I do kind of like, it's always fuck the Celtics. It's always will be that. But with what the Celtics are doing, if they're going to stick with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, that's actually it's pretty smart, to be honest. And then you just keep putting people around them to grow with them. I had a question. Did Grant Williams get traded? He's not on the team anymore?
Yeah, he's with Dallas.
He's with Dallas. Okay, so with Grant Williams leaving, like I thought they had a solid group with Jason Tatum, Brown, Marcus Smart, and then also Grant Williams and Al Horford with Robert Williams. So when it comes to them getting Porzingis, I mean, is that going to help them defensively? Yes, but I mean, you didn't really need a Porzingis. You just need more time together. And they had to stay healthy too. I think They had a couple injuries in that season. But with that model just being like 2 stars and you just building around, I think that's probably the smarter way to go. But that's the thing, which what I'm kind of worried about, because King said it too, when it comes to just keeping those 2. It's the creation of like how the Suns are right now. They have what, 4 stars or 3? And you're staying with that, but then you're going to continuously recycle vet men every single year. So it just depends on how long the Phoenix Suns decide to keep their team together. But go ahead, Shubh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. We're obviously moving into a new era. The CBA was a good point. I agree. I think we're going to see a lot more contingency about staying with your team. I think that's obviously to help the small markets, but I mean, change can be good sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the end of the world kind of thing. I mean, that's what makes the NBA fun. It's ever changing, and so I'm excited for the changes. As you know, we're talking about the LeBrons and Stephs of the world are kind of on their way out, and you know, we're gonna see, like I said last, you know, which one of these next stars are gonna like kind of elevate themselves. I think Jokic is now in the prime of his career. Is he gonna supersede and kind of, you know, stop the way for people like Donovan Mitchell, Trey Young, Luka Doncic, like and Jason Tatum on their way to get rings? Like it's just a lot of unknowns, which can be really exciting. So we're about to see what happens.
Absolutely. Well, you know what, Shubs, this has been a fucking dope conversation. Thank you for joining us.
Definitely.
But we,
Thanks for having me.
as you've heard, as you know, we're PGM, Purple and Gold Mines. We're doing the month of Mamba, and I see you have a Kobe shirt on. For those who are watching on YouTube, so I want
Completely by accident, by the way. Completely by
Hey,
accident.
you know what? It wasn't act. It was meant to be. I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you, and also on your Twitter profile is Mamba when he won. I think that was ring number 2, number 3 against New Jersey. So I want to ask you, what's you have a Mamba moment that sticks out to you, or what comes to
How
mind
much
when you
time
think
do you
of Kobe?
got? How much time do you
Go,
got?
hey, the floor is yours. Go ahead,
You
man.
gotta know who you're talking to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that sticks out to me. I mean, there's so many. I'm not gonna obviously pick the best one, but I think in real time, watching him live and as a kid, like one of the fondest memories that doesn't happen today at all. People got to remember, like that 2010 season, he had like 6 game winners, like in that season. I think it was in like a 2-3 month span where it was just game winner after game winner. I remember like the buzz like last couple years, DeMar DeRozan had buzzer beaters back to back games, and that was like elevating him to like MVP conversation. Kobe had like 6 in the 2-3 month span to like get wins, and this was when the 8th seed in the West was winning 50 games, right? And I mean, relative to this year, the Lakers, due to a phenomenal second half, we finished at 43, right? So, like, it was a tough West. It was loaded, and there were injuries going back and forth. Bynum had major issues with his knee, obviously, and then we had to rely on Powell and Lamar a lot. But this guy at the end of games, just no fear whatsoever, right spot, right time, getting to his spot, and just nailing it when, you know, his name was called upon. And to do that, at the age he was at, age 30, right? And getting his knee drained as well, broken finger, as we saw in the playoffs. Like, it was just crazy to see live. That's like when my affinity for Kobe kind of like solidified. And that's back when like the newspapers would come to my house every morning and the front sports cover would just be, you know, Kobe games Toronto, Kobe games Milwaukee at the buzzer, Sacramento, Boston. I remember going to my AAU game. My best friend was my teammate, and my best friend's dad was my coach, and they were both from Massachusetts. And so we played Boston. It was January 30th, 2010. We were on the way to our game, and my best friend's brother like pulled out his phone. And we were watching it until our game came on because our game was at like a 1 or something. It was like a Sunday primetime game on ABC, and it was going down to the wire. I was like, no shot, we win in Boston. And then as we're warming up, we hear the news that the Lakers won, and I saw the game winner on a phone and like over Ray Allen. It was just the craziest thing ever because we really needed that game. in Boston. It almost seemed like impossible we were going to win, and to win that on the road, Kobe Gaming, it was just amazing. I remember where I was and feeling really, really happy about that specific game winner. So
Dope.
Yeah.
Well, Shubh, you're a true gentleman for joining us.
No, thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Definitely. You and the rest of the coaches, you guys are welcome anytime, and I'm sure we'll be calling upon your number, at some point again. So just want to shout you out. You can find Shubh on Twitter at OVO LakeShow, and also on playback.tv/all access Lakers. Shubh, once again, thank you so much. We'll be talking to you soon, brother. Later.
Have a great night, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, so that was a dope conversation with Shubh from Coach's Den. Truly appreciate him joining us this week. Yeah, I think that was an interesting conversation about that fifth ring, and if winning is looked at the same. But you guys know how we wrap up every episode with what we're watching, and this week has been pretty interesting for me because I have an interesting story that has to do with Barbie and the Ninja Turtles. But King, what are you watching? What have you been watching?
Call of Duty.
God damn.
Not the
Oh,
movie.
God.
And I've been watching the Marlins. I'm starting to keep back up with them because they're in a playoff race. So. I'm just sports all day, bro. I don't really do TV and movies.
Who owns the team now?
Some Chinese guy named Kim.
Huh.
Some Chinese guy named Kim.
Some Chinese guy named Kim. All right. Yeah, I know Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter's no longer part of it. Bro. All right, KB, what you watching?
He said some Chinese guy. What if he's Vietnamese or Korean or Japanese?
What was it?
KB, what you watching?
I'm literally watching. I'm gonna start watching. What's it called? The Avengers series with the Secret.
The Secret.
Oh, Invasion? Secret Invasion. Okay.
Secret Invasion. I'm gonna start episode 1 and 2 tonight.
Ah, good for you. Good for you. Alan, what are you watching?
Fuck, dude. I've been starting to watch some anime.
There you go. Which ones?
I just finished watching season 2 of Vinland Saga, which was
how good is that?
Dude, Vinland Saga is actually pretty dope. So I would definitely check out Vinland Saga. Shit, I just finished watching Twisted Metal, as a matter of fact, which is actually pretty dope too.
Hold on, isn't that a movie?
It's on Peacock. It's a series.
Yeah,
Twisted Metal.
Oh, it's a series.
You never played Twisted Metal?
No, I did. I played it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So Anthony Mackie's in it. Anthony Mackie's in it.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's like dope but cheesy at the same time. So, but I'd recommend it. Kind of brings back some childhood memories. Very nostalgic. I don't know. I think I've seen like episode 1 or 2 of One Piece. This might be very I can't think of the word. Like Zen, maybe you could help me with the word. I'm not sure if I like One Piece. So,
wow.
I don't get the hype. So I'm gonna give it like another episode or 2 to see if it's worth the hype. Because like everyone's like, oh, One Piece is the best anime out there. So
yeah, I feel you.
Controversy, like it's very controversial what I'm saying. If you like whoever watches anime, but One Piece is what I'm watching right now.
All right.
I was actually going to ask, since a lot of people are into anime, has anybody seen the series of Yu Yu Hakusho?
The what?
It's called Yu Yu Hakusho.
No, I don't really like watch anime. Like the only anime that I've seen like is like the basic shit, like fucking Naruto, Dragon Ball Z,
Mhm.
Spirit Away, Princess like Mononoke, like shit like that.
Mononoke.
Yeah,
My God,
Mononoke.
dude, that's a fucking classic.
Then I just literally just watched Vinland Saga, and I was like, hey, this is actually pretty dope. So
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that shit.
So okay, no, the reason I'm asking is because with those the ones that I'm mentioning, Alan, it's those ones are really good because with One Piece, you have to be really invested in because there's so many episodes that are meaningless.
yeah,
You don't need to watch, and it just kind of sucks. So like honestly, with when it comes to One Piece and you start it, just go on the internet and look up these significant pieces that tie into the storyline because a lot of the pieces are just like side quests. It's just
okay.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like I watched like the first episode and the second episode. I'm like, I don't know if I like this. This is different from Vinland Saga, so I don't know. And then someone else told me to watch fucking Kaizen something, whatever. Can't think of the name right now. I have to go back and look, but it's pretty dope, so I'll have to go check that out, man. I don't know. I've been playing a lot of basketball, but I fucking might have gotten hurt today, so I don't know. We'll see.
Oh shit! Hopefully you heal up, bro.
I ran into somebody, and I hit like my forehead and my nose into their like hip and side, and I fucking like whiplashed my head back. So like my back is like hurting right now.
Well, hopefully you're not on the Anthony Davis medical plan. You know, so this week I got really fucked over, and so you know, my lady, she lives in it's a long distance relationship, right? So I went and visited her, and so my flight to go back home was like 8 o'clock at night. So she said, "Look, why don't
fucker, you didn't come see me."
Excuse me, what she had to offer was way better than what you had to offer. So before I got there, right? She said,
debatable.
like, yeah, well, okay. Well, so before I got there, right? She went to see the Barbie movie with her kids. And so all of a sudden, after she saw the movie, she's like, "Oh my God, I love the movie. It is so great." Then she started with some bullshit. She said to me, "Oh, if you want to see the movie, I would love to see it with you." And I said, "Well, I never said I wanted to see the movie. What the fucker?" I was like, No. I know what you're doing. You want to see the movie again, and you want to drag me with you." I was like, "Let's just call it what it is." And she's like, No. If you want to, I was like, "Come on, just stop it." So she said, "Yes, I would like to see the movie, and I want us to see it together." So I was like, "Okay." I said, "Sure, no problem." Now the new Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, it got released on August 2nd. I was leaving Texas August 1st on the Tuesday. So I'm like, okay, Ninja Turtles comes out tomorrow. All of a sudden she says, "Oh, guess what? At the movie theater, it's a 1 o'clock showing for Barbie, but then there's a 2 o'clock showing for Ninja Turtles." She said, "Which movie do you want to see?" And I was just like, "Really?" She said, "No, it's up to you. Whatever movie you want to see, it's up to you." Then she just give me this look. And anyone, folks, when your spouse, person you're in a relationship with, give you that look, it's pretty much the choice has been made up for you. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, this Ninja Turtle. I've been loving Ninja Turtles since I was a baby. I wanted to be a turtle when I grow up. And this fucking asshole is like, "Oh, it's up to you. What do you want to see? Barbie or Ninja Turtles?" And I was just like, "Come on, you already made the choice for me." And she was like, No, it's completely up to you." Now, here's the fucked up part. This is the dilemma I have. She also knows this. I can't go see certain movies by myself in a theater. Like, I can't go see so because anyone could say, "Oh, well, when you get back home, you just go see Ninja Turtles on your own." Here's the thing, folks. I can't see Ninja Turtles on my own. It's summertime. These fucking dumbass kids are still out of school. So I can't go into a Ninja Turtles on my own. I look like a pervert. And she knows this. Like I can't see Ninja Turtles. I can't see I can't see those type of movies. I come off as like a fucking predator. So I end up she ended up we end up going to Ninja Turtles together. I mean not Ninja Turtles, Barbie. We saw the Barbie movie. And then here's the plot twist. The movie was dope as fuck. It was dope as fuck. It's do you guys know what an adapted screenplay is?
I think so.
Sure. Why not?
Okay, an adapted screenplay is a screenplay that is based upon something existing. So if it's like based upon a true story, or like for instance, Transformers, because it was based upon the toys and the cartoon, that's an adapted screenplay. The Godfather is an adapted screenplay because it comes from the source material is the book. So I'm telling you, Barbie is the most creative, adapted screenplay I have ever seen. The way what they did with that fucking movie, you would think like, okay, because what Barbie, I don't think they've ever had cartoons. It's always just been the dolls, and you're like, okay, what the fuck are they gonna? What kind of story they're gonna tell?
I think they did have a cartoon show, but it didn't do so well.
Okay, it probably was short lived, but it's still based upon the toys. What they did with that movie, it was dope as fuck. Now, do I ever need to see it again? No. But yeah. Yeah, so but look, shout out to the folks that wrote the script. I encourage everyone to go watch it. It's dope as fuck. It's all about shitting on the patriarchy, which hey, sometimes we need to be called out on our bullshit. It's a dope ass movie. Now, because I'm not trying to ever be confused for a pervert, I have to wait until Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles get on the streaming service before I watch it. So
it's already there.
Yeah.
But it's
so
not
to
good
my
quality.
Yeah, so to my favorite person who I went to see Barbie with, I love you. You can also fuck off. So yeah, so that's my movie story for the week. And yeah, I'm about to when we finish recording, we're recording this on Sunday. Winning Time season 2, the first episode just premiered, so I'm gonna be watching that on Max or HBO, whatever.
Ooh, I'm about
So
to
yeah,
watch
I'm
that
gonna.
then.
Yeah, I binge watched the first season. I never watched it. I finished it yesterday. It is dope as fuck. So yeah, I'm gonna be watching that, and yeah. So I'm looking forward. I'll give my review sometime next week. Yeah, so that's
You ever
pretty
watch The
much it.
Boys?
It's on my list on it's on my fucking watch list. It's something
Bro,
because I know they also have a spin-off. Don't they have a spin-off or they're about to have a spin-off to The Boys?
I think they're about to have a spin-off, but I'm waiting for The Boys to come by. Like, I'm waiting for another season.
No, the boys are going to come back. They're going to do another season of it for sure. I just
Yeah,
can't wait.
Jeffrey Morgan is like one of my favorite actors. He's such a badass dude. Like,
Is that the guy who's Butcher?
Yeah, I'm not sure what his role is, but I know he's in The Boys. So no, he's the guy that played Negan on The Walking Dead as well.
Negan,
So,
Walking Dead.
Oh, come on, man. But yeah, looking forward to watching Winning Time. And yeah, but fellas, it's been one solid episode. Hashtag 5 and it's over. We will be.
Yes, sir.
Who would you say was your favorite actor?
No, he's not my favorite actor. I just admire him, Jeffrey Morgan. Yeah, my favorite actor is a toss up between Bryan Cranston and Giancarlo Esposito. So
Wow.
both of them played
Shit.
on Breaking Bad. So, but this has been one
Just
hell of an episode. What are you saying, Alan?
Jeffrey Morgan isn't in The Boys.
He's not.
Oh, okay. I was
Is he?
sad. Like, no, he's not.
Hold on. Okay, there's an Amazon show that he's on. What? Hold on.
It's not The Boys.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Yeah, he's in. Yeah, he's not in The Boys. Maybe he might be in this season, but he's not. He's not in The Boys.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'm looking at
his shit right now.
Oh, he's a guest star. He's a guest star.
Yeah.
He's a guest star. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, he's a guest star.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm gonna try this for the third time. This has been one hell of an episode. Episode 5. And yeah, we will be back next week. Meeting of the Gold Mines, episode 6. Please, folks, we are at Purple Gold Mines, and Mines is spelled MINDS. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on IG. Follow us on Threads. Follow us on Twitter. And please join throughout the month of August. We'll be having nightly watch parties in tribute to Kobe Bean Bryant. We're at playback.tv/PGM Fan Cave. Shoot us a follow. Whatever platform you're listening this episode on, please follow, like, leave a comment, give us 5 stars, all that good stuff. It helps us grow. So hey, to everyone in Lakerland and beyond, wish you the best, and we will be back next week with episode 6. Peace.
Yes, sir.